Yorkshire Police Constable 46-year-old Paul Hinchcliffe is set to be sentenced at a later date after being found guilty at Leeds Crown Court of sexual assault. Hinchcliffe sat with his head in his hands, sobbing when the guilty verdict was read out at the conclusion of his trial. In South Yorkshire on October the 3rd, 2020, the victim, who was 18 at the time, was said to have been out drinking with Hinchcliffe and a group of friends. The victim's interview, which was played in court, said, It didn't start off strange. I think the first odd thing was he made comments about my bum and said, every time you get up to the toilet, I've had a look. She explained to detectives that Hinchcliffe later took a picture of her in glasses and told everyone, I'm going to have a wank to that tonight. The woman explained how at first Hinchcliffe was simply flicking the head from his beer at her, but soon she realised that he was flicking it at her chest. She said, he was throwing it down my boobs. Then he got his phone and kind of pulled my top open and took a picture down my top. He was making noises as he flicked it. I think he was making reference to ejaculating on my chest. The woman told how she left the gathering and went home and just absolutely cried my eyes out. I was absolutely hysterical. Later that night, she received WhatsApp messages from Hinchcliffe of a photo of her and with wanking emojis. Although I don't quite know what wanking emojis are, so I tend to use this collection of emojis. He then sent a message saying, God, I'd do you, is that bad? The woman replied, yes it is. She said he told her, sorry, I'm just drunk. The situation appears to have started when the woman was talking to friends about a boob job. She mentioned how she said she had a chest like a 12-year-old, and Hinchcliffe replied, you've got a bum like a 12-year-old. No wonder he was so interested. She said that she now feels guilty about the incident in that, I feel like I could have said something at the time. I feel like, what if he thought I wanted him to do these things? During the trial, the jury were told that Hinchcliffe was mortified to be in court on trial, suggesting that the woman consented to him taking pictures of her cleavage. Okay. Of course, in some attempts to mitigate his actions, he said he had been drinking beer with a group, including other officers, for around 7.5 hours at the time of the incident. Of course, as I have said, Hinchcliffe has now been found guilty and sentencing will happen at a later date. Following that sentencing, a misconduct investigation will commence. I will of course bring you updates on that sentence once it's available.